All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us for tonight's team call. So tomorrow is February. I swear January went by like ridiculously fast. So what's coming up in February, I will have the team calendar hopefully up by tomorrow. But if you are new and you don't know, I post our team calendar and I pin it to the top of our team page. So you can kind of see like important events, like if we have like a Super Saturday, or you'll always see like when we have our team calls, like if we're changing it. So always look for that pin post in case you don't know where to find something or when dates are. So that will be up soon. And of course, February is Team Cup month. So if you don't know what Team Cup is yet, hopefully you've seen all my posts. You've gotten on the bandwagon. You do still have, like 4 hours? Well, California time, you might have like 6 or 7 hours to still register. If you don't have a team or if you can't find a team on our team, there's a form that I posted today. If you're like a single person looking for a team, you can just fill out that form and Beachbody will actually pair you with some team out there that's looking for someone. So Team Cup is just a fun month where we can really like work on the important things like the bio behaviors and really get down to the nitty gritty of what we're doing as coaches. You've seen I did a little prize for the coach who earns the most difference of their success points, meaning from January Success Club points to February, the person who has the biggest difference, so the most points between the 2 months, will earn a pair of the Nike Frees, which are freaking awesome and I love them. You obviously have to be a part of the Team Cup, and you also have to be in the team group and be participating. I'm not just posting things in that group just to post things. I'm obviously wanting to give you guys information for us to learn and to kind of put action steps to everything. So you have to be participating, you have to be on a Team Cup, and whoever has the biggest difference from January to February with their Success Club points. So if you're a new coach and you had 0 Success Club points in January, you're probably ahead of a lot of us, especially those who have had high Success Club points in January. That way, February, you're kind of starting with a clean slate, and you'll be able to kind of earn as many points as you possibly can. So, Coach of the Week. If you guys haven't noticed that too, we're doing Coach of the Week every week. So Coach of the Week is just something to kind of highlight a coach, regardless of like Success Club points or if they brought in a new coach or whatever. It's just somebody that the leaders have picked that they've, seen that they've really, stepped up their game or doing something different or, getting outside of their comfort zone. So make sure that you kind of take a look at, for the post each day. Usually, the Coach of the Week will either do like a live video or they'll do a post. But I think it's great just so we can get to know each other because like half of us are from New Jersey. The other half is kind of spread out through the U.S. But just so we can use those stories, like Erin is the Coach of the Week for this week, and she had an amazing story. So, sometimes we can't relate to everyone that we're trying to help, but maybe somebody on our team can relate to them more. And I do this all the time where I say, hey, like, especially for moms who are pregnant or just had their babies, I'm like, listen, I really can't say like what it's going to do for you after pregnancy, but like, my friend Jessica, she like just had her baby, or my friend Lisa just had, is pregnant right now. Here's her, number if you want to send her a text message and, kind of chat with her. So it's a great way that we can kind of leverage each other. That way, like we're not kind of doing this alone on a stranded island, but you have all these stories that you're kind of pulling from. So definitely take a look at the Coach of the Week and learn from them too. So tonight we're kind of just doing a little bit of everything. Lay is going to start off and talk about the leadership ladder, what it is, what it means, why we need to like actually look at it. So I'm just going to hand it over to Leah. And then after she's done, I'll be talking about what Elite and Premier is. All right, Leah, you're good.
All right. So if you are a newer coach, and even if you are not a newer coach, well, let me just rephrase this. If you are a newer coach, you probably know what Success Club is. You should know what Success Club is now. We cover that in the Coach Basics training. You know what rank is. You know, hitting Success Club is important for your business because it will generate obviously income, residual, customer, you're bringing your customers in, you're helping them out, you're building your business. So over time, it's going to gradually help your business. Obviously, then the more customers, the more people that you help, as you do that, you're going to be able to reach certain ranks, and certain ranks are going to be able to help you financially at certain levels and also from a recognition standpoint. So Success Club and rank are great ways to measure success, but they're not the only one. And the leadership ladder, if you have not heard about it, is another way that the Beachbody recognizes success in your business. And when I mean success, leadership ladder really is kind of like the health of your business, so to say, because you can theoretically be like a decent rank, diamond, 2-star, 3-star rank, just barely, and maybe you're not making as much money as you could, or you really don't have a ton of coaches that are really working the business, or you are at a high rank, but you're not actually, working the business. You're not actually helping people. You're not hitting Success Club. So those things are all important. And that's what the leadership ladder really does to help highlight you to reach certain levels in your business to really get you growth and stability in your business. So I'm going to cover what those categories are. Let me share screen. Okay, 1 second. All right, there we go. I'm on my new computer and I'm figuring it out. So, okay. Everyone can see this here. This is pretty much a little bit, it's the guide basically that explains the leadership ladder benchmarks. And I'll show you in a minute where you can get to this guide and where you can actually check to see what your rank is. So first of all, the first rung of the leadership ladder, and you want to think of this kind of like a ladder, meaning you want to grow your business, step up each ladder, and that means that you're basically increasing the growth in your business. So the very first level of the leadership ladder is called a business starter. Now, in order to reach each rank, so if you look at the first column here, business starter, you have to, there's 6 different categories that you have to get it, that criteria, meet that criteria in order to reach that level. Okay. Now you have to specifically reach every single goal in that category to reach your level. Otherwise you aren't there yet. And hold on 1 second. My computer's going to die. Okay. I got to plug now. All right, so for business starter, you need to earn $100 in commission per month. And that means, $100 per month is based on your calendar month. And Success Club 5 is based on your calendar month. So with it, like for instance, January till today's the last day of the calendar month. Your highest paid rank, you have to be at least a coach, meaning you have to be active with at least 50 personal volume. And then if you reach those 3 criteria, you're considered business starter. Okay. The next level is a team builder, which means that you are earning $250 a month. Success Club 5, you're at least an emerald or higher. And you have two personally sponsored coaches with at least one or more Success Club points. Okay, so PS with 1 plus Success Club points basically means that you have at least 2 coaches that have at least 1 point each on the board. And then you also have at least 200 total volume on your weak leg team volume. So I can't see everybody here's faces. Does everybody know what that means? Weak leg team volume? Yes?
Okay. I would say explain it. I think there's some new coaches who probably...
So your weak leg, if you don't know what weak leg means or you don't know which leg is your weak leg, definitely ask your sponsor coach because your weak leg is basically the coach, the leg that your coach, 1 minute, baby. It's the opposite of the leg that your coach placed you on. So the leg that you are on for your coaches. So for instance, stop it. I think I'm on my coach's right leg. So my right leg is my strong leg because that means that whatever coaches that she adds on underneath me, that volume is going to help me. It's going to be on my strong leg. So my weak leg is the opposite leg, and that is the leg that I have to build myself. That means that only the coaches that I personally put on that leg are going to help build that volume. Okay? So that means that you have at least 200 volume, 200 points of volume on your weak leg. All right. Now a team leader, that's probably these first two levels are probably going to be the majority of the team. And then team leader is if you're earning $1,000 a month, your Success Club 5, your diamond or higher. You have 4 coaches that are personally sponsored with greater than 1 point. Your 5,000 or higher on your weak leg volume. Organizational leader is $2,500 a month. Success Club 5, 2-star diamond and above. You guys can read everything here. But I'm going to explain that you also, once you reach to get to organizational leader, you also need at least 2 personally sponsored team leaders. So the reason, and I want to highlight this here because the reason why these are also important is if you notice that your goals, if you're trying to reach one of these levels, are personally tied to the success of your team. So not only is it your commission and your ability to help people, which are kind of the first 2 categories, your highest paid rank obviously is tied to your ability to get to diamond, which is helping your coaches, right, to rank advance, helping your coaches reach Success Club, and once you get to an organizational level, helping your coaches reach team leader level. So the reason that this is a really good benchmark also is because it helps really focus on your ability to grow your team and help with the stability of your team and not just focus on the rank. So let me show you where you can find it. Okay, so if you go to your site here and you go right in here onto your main page, you click on the right tab, Leadership Ladder, And if you look here, it'll show you, it'll tally here kind of where you're at in the middle column. It'll show you where you were at last month, and then what you need, like what your benchmarks are to reach the next level. Okay. Your commissions and your highest rank, actually all of these with the exception of the Success Club number and the personal sponsor team leader levels, are updated on a weekly basis, like on the Thursday of the month they're updated. And then your final ranking, whether you hit Success Club and whether your coaches hit your personally sponsored team leader level, are updated at the end of the month. And so it's kind of updated regularly, but you won't get your full results until kind of the end of the month. So does anybody have any questions? It's a lot of kind of like information, but and if you don't understand everything that I explained, go into the Coach Online Office. There's that where I showed you where you can look it up, and there's a little button that says for more information, click here, and then you can read up about it more. And if you still aren't sure about like all the things like weak leg volume and all of that kind of stuff, you can look it up in the Coach Online Office, or you can reach out to your coach, or you can just go on to Google and Google Beachbody weak leg volume, and there will be a video that will show up from some coach that will probably explain it to you really well. So definitely educate yourself and help yourself learn so that you can really help yourself focus on goals.
Awesome info, Leah. Thanks.
Any questions? No? Hi. All right. Rose is going to take it over and talk to you guys about Premier and Elite.
Cool. So with the leadership ladder, you don't get any more money for being like a team leader or team builder. It's really just showing you where you're missing certain pieces in your business, right? Like I know a lot of coaches that hit Success Club, or like when I went to the leadership retreat in November, there were a lot of, 5-star diamonds. So yes, they had rank, but they were making like nothing. I mean, by nothing, they were making money, but they were making not as much as you would think for a 5-star diamond, because they were missing a piece in that leadership ladder, whether it was volume or whether it was helping their own coaches. So that's why I think it's really good to look at that, because it shows you like really the important pieces in your business that you're missing and what you need to focus on. So if you are hitting Success Club consistently, all right, what are the other marks that you're not hitting, and really focus on that. So for me, I'm in the organization leader, and I've been there, I think, for a year. And let me tell you, it's tough getting up to the next rung. But for me, the piece I'm missing is having 2 of my personally sponsored coaches be team builders. So for me, I know I need to work at helping more of my personally sponsored coaches get to that level too. So it's a great thing to hit Success Club and like bring in challengers, but then it's a whole nother game when you're helping your coaches reach their goals too. So, and that's really all it's that it's showing is, it's not just about you, but it is like the whole team aspect. And that's kind of what Elite and Premier is all about too. So when I first started coaching, I didn't even want to like look at Elite. I didn't even want to look at Premier, because everything else was making my head spin. So if you are completely brand new, so like Christina, this might make your head spin a little bit, but I think it's good just to kind of have some knowledge and kind of know that this recognition program is kind of out there. That way, like if you do want to just kind of start and run with it, like you totally can. So let me share my screen. Okay. So is this big enough? Can you guys see this? Thumbs up. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger for myself. All right, it's a little blurry, but we're all good. So Elite is a recognition program that Beachbody does for us that runs from January 1st to December 31st. And I believe this year, out of, I think we have 450,000 Beachbody coaches, only 210 were Elite. So it's definitely something that's special. We were super duper close. So that's why I wanted to talk about it tonight, because it's definitely a goal for us and for me, for our team to be Elite for this year. So here's some of the reasons why you should look at being Elite and what it kind of does for your business. So yeah, you get the title, whoop-de-doo. Titles only last for so long. You get recognition at Summit, same thing, kind of like whoop-de-doo. Express line checkout at the core, still whoop-de-doo. You get a really cool jacket. They got a really nice one. You get priority registration for Summit. You get priority registration for Success Club trips, a lot of things like that. You get special parties at the Elite evening at Summit. You get special parties at the Success Club trips. You get special parties at the leadership retreat. So you get a lot of nice little gifts that they kind of give you, right, for being Elite. So more things for Summit, VIP tickets, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, more of that. Invite to Elite reception at the Success Club trip. This is what I like the most, is the Elite bonus. And most people don't know this, that say you were Elite for 2017. If you are 5-star for every single month in 2017, you get an extra $500 bonus. That's $6,000 extra a year just for being Elite. I think that's pretty huge. I think that's awesome. And I think the number one reason you should be Elite is because it's really you building your team. Being Elite has nothing really to do with you. It has to do a whole lot of you helping your team grow. And then that's just going to obviously impact your income, impact everything else. So when you focus on other people, all your goals are going to happen too, right? So let me stop this, and then I'm going to share the requirements that you need to be Elite. And you guys can jump in at any time if you're like, what is going on? This makes no sense. Definitely just jump on in. There's only 11 of us, so it's not going to cause too much of a fuss. All right, so to be a 2017 Elite coach, you have to be a paid 5-star diamond for at least one bonus week in December. A bonus week, Beachbody coaches, we get paid every Thursday. So a bonus week is from Thursday to a Wednesday. The next Thursday starts a whole new week for us. So you have an entire year, right? You don't have to be Elite in January. You don't have to be Elite in February. You have to be Elite in December. So you have an entire year to, rank up and get to 5-star. And I've heard some crazy stories where people were at Diamond in June and their business completely exploded. And they got to 5-star in December. They became Elite, all this stuff. So you guys, this really is the perfect time to be looking at this, because if you want to go for it, you have, and that's what everyone in the network has, only 12 months, right? So everyone's starting from the beginning, from scratch too. So you have to be a paid 5-star diamond, only 1 week in December. You have to have a minimum of 2 personally sponsored coaches who reach diamond for the first time. So for example, me, I'm a lifetime 6-star diamond. I still need 2 more new coaches to turn diamond. So everyone starts with that, right? Everyone needs two new diamonds. So even if you were Elite last year, you still need two new diamonds. And same thing, they have to hold their rank for at least 1 year in December. The big part of being elite is having a total of 135 elite points. Now, looking at this, you guys, I'm sure you're kind of going like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of information. Just know there's 4 categories that you can earn points from. The first category is having your personally sponsored coaches hit Success Club. So if you're a new coach and you don't have any working coaches, that's okay. You can start in February and get some coaches underneath your belt. So if your personally sponsored coaches hit Success Club, you get 1 point. If you hit Success Club 2 for that month, your points are doubled. So really, you only need between 2 to 3 personally sponsored coaches in this category, and where you hit Success Club 2 to get your total in this category. So you'll kind of see up at the top here, there's a minimum and a maximum. So for this category for Success Club points, the minimum is 30 points and the maximum is 50 points. So all you really need is 2 new coaches that hit Success Club in every month, and you hit Success Club and you'll definitely get enough points. And these coaches that hit Success Club, they either have to be a coach from 2016 or a coach from 2017. So for me, I did not do too much recruiting in 2016. So I know for the beginning of this year, I need to go big with getting some business builders to hit Success Club, right? The second category is your personally sponsored coaches' personal volume. So the volume that they're bringing in, you don't have to sit there and add it all up. There comes in the Coach Online office, you can look and it will show you exactly like what your totals are for your personally sponsored coaches' personal volume. So you don't have to add it up. I would say this just comes from adding new coaches and for teaching your coaches how to run challenge groups and get people with challenge packs. So that will kind of take care of itself if you do this part. So if you get coaches that hit Success Club, their personal volume will grow. And then this category is new, is your customers' volume. So instead of just where like last year, it was pretty much just focusing on your personal sponsored volume, the customers that you bring in and what they order. So if you don't know what volume is, everything in Beachbody, every product has a volume accumulation. If you're in your Coach Online office and you go to shop, you'll see that everything says PV equals, that stands for personal volume. So Shakeology is 90 PV. So if you have a customer that orders Shakeology every single month, you'll get 90 PV volume points from them for 90 for January, 90 for February. And again, you don't need to add this up. Beachbody will give you the totals every month. So just know that the more customers you have, the more that they get Shakeology or something else, the more volume that will happen. And this one you don't get too many points on. Just like I said, it's kind of new for this year. Minimum points is 5 and your maximum points is only 25. So I would say if you just focus on these 2, like I would say you'll always have a customer here or there. So I don't think you really need to focus on this one too much. And then the last category, is your ATV. Now, this is probably what boggles people's mind the most. That stands for Advanced Team Volume. So what they do is they take your complete volume points from last year, from 2016, and compare it to this year. So again, if you are a brand spanking new coach, you are in the best position to hit elite. Why? Because in 2016, you had 0 points. In 2017, you're going to have way more points than you did in 2016, right? So for this category, they take the difference. And anything over 10,000 points that you've increased, they give you 1 point. So if you're a new coach and you started with 0 in 2016, and you get like 50,000 team volume points in 2017, you get 5 5 points right off the bat because you had 0 in 2016. And kind of same thing with this. This one will usually take care of itself, so you don't have to like, write anything down or do anything fancy. If you're bringing in coaches that hit Success Club, then that will increase your volume exponentially. So you don't really have to add anything up or do anything fancy. That will completely take care of itself. You can print this out. That way, when January comes, you can kind of like fill it in and track if you want to track that way. I do like to, let me move this photo. If you go into your Coach Online office, so here's the leadership ladder, what Leah was talking about. It's a tab that is not open unless you click on it. But where you can find your elite points every single month is go to My Business, and let's go to My Qualifications, and then My Elite and Premier Qualifications. So this gets updated every second Friday of the month. So you're not going to see anything until February 10th. So Elite gets updated every second Friday of the month. Leadership Ladder gets updated the Thursday after the month ends. So if you click on it, I'm thinking it's going to show what I did for last year, and it did. So in December, I wasn't a 5-star. I'm a 6-star lifetime diamond. That doesn't mean I held 6-star at the end of the year, and that's all right. I was a 3-star in December of this year. So my 2015 ATV, so my total points of all in 2015 was 370,000. For 2016, it was 532. So we did a freaking awesome job bringing in more volume than the previous years. I got 2 new coaches that advanced to diamond in 2016, but they were not paid diamond, so they lost their rank in 2000. In December, they weren't a diamond. So that is why I didn't, I wasn't 5-star. So that's why we didn't hit elite. We had the volume. I had my personally sponsored coaches hit Success Club. So I got awesome points with that. Their volume rolled over. I got good points with that. And then down here, it shows you kind of where the 200th coach is in the network. That way you can kind of like see where they were. So it says that they were 111 and I was 114. I think this is a little bit messed up because they didn't do anything new for January. But it's just a great place to come, when February rolls over, for you to kind of see where you are. And like I said, you don't have to be elite this month. You don't have to be elite in February or March or April. You have 12 months to do this. So the difference between elite and premier is that elite, you have to be 5-star, have 135 elite points from those categories. Premier is where you are 2-star and get those points, those 135 points. So the only difference is elite, you're 5-star, premier, you are 2-star. And I believe if you're premier, I think the bonus is $100 per month. I might be wrong on that, so definitely look in the FAQs. So I know that was like a bunch of like crazy information. Anyone have any questions? Going once. And the reason why I like to go over this is if you have no idea like where you're going, you're gonna have no clue how to get there, right? So at least like I would at least print that out, and even if it's not one of your goals, I would still kind of track it, because maybe in June after you start tracking it, you're like, whoa, like I'm actually kind of close. Like maybe this will start being a goal of mine, like in the mid-year. And that's when I say, like, you'll really start to see things pick up. Like, January is only 1 month. Like, you're not going to see a lot of things happen. Same thing with like February, March. I would say like May, June, July is when you're going to see like, oh, wow, like I actually have a lot of elite points. Like I could actually make this happen. And I say, if you're shooting for 5-star, if you're shooting for 2-star, you should be shooting for Premier and Elite. There's no reason why you should or shouldn't. All right, guys and ladies, no questions? No. Is anyone shooting for Elite? Me, Leia? I don't see anyone, or I'm not in the right view. Shannon, are you going for Elite? In the middle, Lisa? Courtney? Amanda? I'm just naming everyone. Christina, I'm sorry, you're probably like totally spaced out with all that stuff, but I'm glad you listened to it, because I wish I kind of learned when I was a brand new spanking coach what it was all about.
So maybe Shannon and Courtney feel the same. Like, I feel like, yes, I do, but it does seem like a lot, like to try to get there. But I feel like I need to like start focusing small, like just to start, like, because I really need to grow my team, and I'm not, I don't have hardly anybody with points right now under them. So, I mean, I need to like really start from the bottom. But I would love to get there. I would love to be elite, of course. And it's definitely good to shoot for, and it's definitely good to look at again. So that was good.
No, I like that you said, like, it really is those small, like the small things first is, just start getting your personally sponsored coaches, hitting Success Club. If you don't have anybody now, you just need to find new people. And that I would say that should be your goal, kind of, no matter if you're going for Elite or not, because, Elite really helps with that residual income. Like I was saying, you might have high rank, but that doesn't mean that you're going to have a big income. I don't know if you guys saw, but Lisa Hansen, so my coach, posted about one of her coaches hit the Millionaire Club. If you guys don't know what the Millionaire Club, it's hitting 1 million earnings in your business in 1 year. Lisa's not in that yet, but one of Lisa's personally sponsored coaches is. So it doesn't matter if you've been in this business for 6 years, 5 years, 1 month, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter if you came in after or before someone. It really matters what you decide to do with this. So, and that's another really cool thing. Like, that's totally on my vision board, is to be in that millionaire club. If it doesn't happen this year or next year or whatever, like, it's always going to be on my board whenever it happens. One of those things that I will never give up on. Anyone else with any questions or comments?
Well, I'll just add, Lisa, I thought the kind of the same thing when I first started thinking about Elite. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many numbers. I got to do this in this category, this. But it's like, when you really like sit down and dissect it, it really comes down to the basics. It's just like, what you're doing as a coach, like provide awesome value to your customers, get your challengers to become coaches, and then, share like crazy and pull people in, and then help your team learn and get them to get to Success Club. And it's really like those 3 simple things, even though it's not simple to do. It's really like those 3 simple steps. And then, then you can like pinpoint here and there, and like, when you need to modify and like do more here and do more there. But like, I think if you just do those like 3 simple steps, then you're going to get your coaches to Success Club 5, and then you're going to get the initial points, and then the volume's going to come, and you know what I mean? Like, it's just really kind of simple when you break it down. But you just have to decide, guys. You just have to say, like, I'm all in or next year. Because if you're like on the edge, It's not going to happen. So you just got to decide. That's my advice.
And if anyone wants to join the Northeast East Region Leader page, they have people a page that for people who are just hitting elite. So they do a call once a month, and usually it's run by Jeff Matthewson, who did our leadership event stuff, and he just gets me on fire every single time. And then we also have another elite group with Bob Lucido and Keith Callahan, another two awesome people that you really want to just be around anyways. Let's see what's in the chat. Cool. Anyone else? Questions, comments? Yeah. Courtney, is your head spinning? Semi. Don't you love how I just pick people out?
What?
What were you saying, Courtney?
I said just a little bit. My head's spinning only a little bit.
Okay, all right.
But I will say that it's really good to go over that. I know that I just, the Southeast region guy from corporate does a new diamond group, and then he does a push to 2-star diamond group. And they kind of went over this as well this month about elite and premier and what that means. So I think I'm probably shooting more for premier as opposed to elite. I think that's a step in the right direction, but not quite as overwhelming for me. And I think the biggest thing is the struggle that I have is trying to be active in my challenge groups and continuing to reach out to customers and do all those things that we need to be doing to grow our what I consider your personal business, but then also focusing on your team and helping them to do the same. And that adds a whole nother level of struggle for me. Just trying to teach my coaches how to duplicate and getting them involved. I'm all fired up and I'm all in, but those things aren't going to happen until I have people under me that feel the same way.
And I think that's the biggest struggle for a lot of coaches. And me and Leah were talking about this today. When you get those coaches, you're like, crap, now I have to do my personal business and have this whole entire team to run. And I think it really just does come leading from the front. You can force feed people information. I can go over this elite goal guide as much as I want to, but unless people take the initiative, the only thing that you can do is lead from the front, show people what you're doing and show up. And then some people are going to take to it and then other people aren't. And then it's up to you to be the leader and say, all right, this person might be saying that they want this, but they're not doing it. So, and working with that, I told Leah 20% of the people are going to produce 80% of the results. It's the Pareto principle, and it goes for everything. So if you're trying to work with every single one of your coaches, that's where you're going to feel kind of burnt out. But if you work with the people that are bringing the action, people who are showing up and whether it's Success Club or even just people that are showing up on the team calls, someone that's actually putting some action behind it and helping those people, you're going to get a lot further along than just helping kind of everybody out there.
And I'm hoping that with Team Cup, that's also going to be a good way to kind of bring the team together. That's what I'm doing with my Team Cup, is it's all my downline coaches. And so we can work together truly as a small team and really talk about goals. And I have also thought about offering prizes within my little team if they reach certain milestones, just to help get them excited and get them forming those habits of, and seeing some success in their business. Is going to drive them to keep going.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Out of curiosity, how many people have your own team page outside of Team Rise? You do. Hang on, I can't see everybody. I have to switch my screen. Okay. Thanks. I was just curious.
Yeah, I would say if you don't have one, at least have one for your personally sponsored coaches, just so you can have that connection with them. And that's a good way to kind of always keep track of everybody, if you're not, if you feel guilty that you're paying, too much time to one person versus the other, but at least everyone is kind of getting to see you in that spot. And that way you're not like, when you are ready to kind of have a team page, like, and break off from Team Arise, you won't kind of be completely starting from scratch. Like, you'll at least have some sort of, and that was a mistake I did. I kind of was like, and I put it off for a while of starting a team. Like, I think it was like 2 years I was in Team Spirit, and every year I was like, I'm gonna make my own team. And I never did, because it was like such an awkward transition. But I think if you start off with just, a group of you and your personally sponsored coaches, then it's gonna make that transition whenever you're ready a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I did create a page. I haven't put anybody in it yet. So I guess it doesn't really exist, right? It doesn't really count if nobody's in it.
You put it out there, right?
I did put it out there, and I'm like, well, I need to start loading a few things in here. But, I guess I've been hesitant because I don't have a lot of people who are actively working it. And, it just feels like, if there's only like one or two people who are like dabbling.
Amanda, I have like, mine are basically the same, but it's good. Like, if I want to get a message out to all of them, I'll just write it in there. And then like whoever responds is basically the people that want to work more. And, and there's like 3 of them. So
yeah,
like it's the one that, wants to actually do it. But in my mastermind group, they were saying that, basically anybody that isn't like bringing in any Success Club points or isn't getting customers or isn't doing the vital behaviors is basically just like kind of look at them as a discount coach. So I've been doing that, even though I'm still trying to, help them out and get them to where they want to be and everything. But it was good. Rose suggested to make a team page a while ago so that once it gets going, you already have it and it's like a foundation. And I've just been like posting little things in there, here and there. So, so even though I really don't have anybody either yet. So they're coming though. They're coming.
Yeah. Right. That's right. They are coming. Okay.
And along those lines, I've also heard on some of our calls, I don't remember which coach was talking about going ahead and doing team calls. And this is something that I want to start doing in the next couple of months, is start doing my own small team calls. And even if nobody shows up, they said record them, put them in there. At least people are going to see that you're taking that leadership role within your group. And it's giving you practice. If nothing else, if you're the only one on there, it's giving you practice doing those team calls, talking about a topic that you want to share or something like that. And so that's kind of one of my goals, something I want to do in the next couple of months. And I think that's like Leah was saying, if they see you leading from the front, they see you in that role, then it may inspire some of those people that are more of a discount coach to see what you're doing, see the success that you're having, what you're enjoying doing. One thing I've started doing is each week I'm recognizing one of my challengers. I ask permission and I'm sharing it on my personal page to kind of share, what we're doing. We share about groups and all that kind of stuff all the time, but to see people, a different face with something that we're doing is also kind of showing that leadership role and kind of giving people a sneak peek into what we do.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I'm reading, I don't know how many of you are Dave Ramsey people. We're big Dave Ramsey people. And I'm listening to EntreLeadership right now. I don't know. Have any of you read that book yet?
I have the book.
It's so good.
I never read it. You like it?
I love it. I'm going to listen to it like 15 times until I can sit and read it and highlight it. It's so good. And so part of why I picked that one is because I really want to start doing more with like recruiting. Like I'm trying to be very intentional about those conversations, and that's not something that's come real easy to me. Like the challenge group stuff, I feel like I've got down, and Rose and I have talked about this, but like recruiting coaches who want to work the business is like struggle bus. That's hard. And so I'm trying to like up my leadership skills and figure out like what kind of leader I want to be and how I want to help them goal set. And it's been really helpful. And, the other piece that was really helpful is it's made me think, and maybe just because it's tax time, but it's made me think about how I assess Like, am I running the financial piece of this like a business, like legitimately like a business? And at the end of the month, am I looking through my expenses and my profits and, kind of like laying out exactly what that accounting would look like? Not because I'm an accountant, but, am I paying attention to where I'm spending money, or am I just like, ooh, that would be a fun prize? Like, right. So it's the latter for me. I'm a TJ Maxx and I'm like, ooh, that would be a fun prize. I'm just going to get that. Right. And so that's something that I think, when people say like, know your numbers and look at your reports and that kind of thing, I want to put together some sort of like a dashboard for myself. I have a separate account for Beachbody, but this book has really just made me think more about how I want to run this like a business, and I haven't done a lot of that yet. I don't think that's probably unusual, but it's been good for that.
No, I mean, I think it's a transition that takes some time to get used to. I mean, even for me, like I can even say to myself, like, oh, I'm not, and I think I said it on this call too, like, I'm not a good recruiter, or like, I don't have a lot of like, personally sponsored coaches who are running the business. But the more times I say that, I catch myself, I'm like, I'm feeding into that. The more times I say that to myself, and all I hear is like Tony Robbins' voice in my head. I'm like, all right, I gotta stop that. Like I can recruit. I'm attracting new amazing, leaders and coaches onto my team. Like, really just tell yourself to shut up.
Yeah.
Because you obviously can. You're attracting people, right? There's no reason why you can't attract them to the business as well.
Yep. And that's definitely something that I'm just working on, right? And just being intentional about that, the business aspect of that. And yeah, I am attracting people who want to be a part of a team, my team.
Exactly. And yeah, and
that's like fist bump. Can I do the Tony Robbins fist bump?
Yes. Yeah, and I just wanted to add that too, like, guys, it's like my experience, like it's all about your fears and like what your perceptions are about, what you think people are going to think when you're trying to recruit, and then you tell yourself like, whatever crap you're thinking in your head and makes you believe that like I can't recruit people, but it's total BS. It's, you literally just have to like change your mindset about, what you're capable of doing and what you're going to do and what you will do. And for me, that's what I've done in the last couple months. And I've just changed my mindset around recruiting, and that like I'm attracting like amazing people every day to me that want to be healthy and to grow a business, and they're coming to me and I'm attracting them, and that I believe that to my core. And so those people are going to come to me and we're going to create a team. And it's kind of like Tony Robbins / the law of attraction meshed combined, and like it's just all your mindset. Everything you said about that book, though, I want to read that. I've had that on my list too. Is really cool. But even if you think about your business from a business, you have to change the way you think about you as a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one last thing I'll add is, like, if you think you're not a good recruiter, what are you not doing if you believe that about yourself? Versus if you believe that you're amazing and that you're attracting all these people, what would you do if you thought that about yourself? So it just goes to show, like, your beliefs turn out to be what you're actually doing. Like, if I thought like I was an amazing recruiter, or that I have like this and I know I do, we have this amazing freaking team, what would stop me from asking everyone that I thought would benefit from this? Nothing, right? So you have to ask yourself, like, what is that voice that's in your head that's getting in your way? That's the only thing that is blocking you. Like, you obviously can do this. You can. It's just that one little limiting belief that's in your head that's giving you a little roadblock, and you just got to knock it down.
One thing I try to remember is seeing, different stories like Leah has shared about paying off her car. People getting out of credit card debt, what it has done for me, not only, helping with money, but also just changing who I am from the inside out in my mindset. And to me, it's like a gift. And so at least you're offering somebody the gift. It's up to them whether they want to take it or not.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a good year.
Definitely. And if you haven't switched over yet, Amanda, or anyone else that's looking for, to kind of do more with the business and coaching side of things, you have to be talking about it in social media, in terms of like, I think, talking about fitness is like super easy, right? But talking about the business and what you do as a coach, and like, even if your team is teeny tiny, like that's the stuff that you need to talk about. That way people already are seeing it. And when you talk to them, it's not like it's coming out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So sort kind of transitioning to be more about coach versus just fitness. All right. See, it's nice when only 9 people are on, because then we get to chit chat.
And hold a sleeping child.
Yeah,
I know. So sweet.
His eyes he was standing like 5 minutes ago.
I know.
All right, everyone. Have a great night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.